Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Coach Kara. Today's video is basically me piggybacking off a recent story I did on YouTube as well as a reel on Instagram. So I felt as though I should go a bit more in depth about what it is to invest your energies into the wrong types of people. Yeah? All right, so let's talk about it. And so as I was really thinking about this video and how is it that people are still getting caught up in these sorts of situationships, it's like 2022. I mean, even for the past 5 years, like no one, I would say no, 10 years. At this point, no one should be falling for the flirtatious and charming vibes, the lustful googly eyes, certain verbiage. Like, are we really falling for that type of behavior? Furthermore, falling for certain types of people, like the one who comes off as a player, womanizer, man eater, playgirl, someone who comes off or is, to your knowledge, promiscuous and detached, emotionally unavailable. Like, how are we investing our true emotions into these sorts of people when initially they are displaying that they are not relationship worthy? So, why is that? All right. So, here's the thing: when you give someone a certain type of energy on a certain level, which is emotionally, you're only putting yourself in a position to be, well, disappointed, of course. And what happens is that you think that you can somehow persuade this person or, coax them or hell, even buy them. You'd be amazed at how many people are still trying to buy someone's love. And you think by doing this, this is going to keep them. Well, perhaps for a short while anyway, but not for very long. And you put yourself out there in a position to where you are left vulnerable. When you know deep down inside something is nudging at you to get out. Yeah? So we have that certain type of group of people who are just allowing the wrong types of people who are actually just showing themselves who they really are, and you're letting them in. I think that, and that's a big part of the problem, is that too many of the wrong people have been given too many opportunities. And because of that, it just becomes a pattern for them. They take advantage of the weak. All right, so that's that. Now, for those of you who have been in a long-term relationship, and when I say long-term, I mean for years, like longer than 3 years, to where you have found yourself sort of rimrocked. You're in this position to where if you leave, this will happen. If you stay, this. I don't care what your concern is, but the longer you stay, the more traumatic it becomes. I'm just only hoping that you're in an unhealthy state, something that could be mended and brought back. But if it's transitioned into that more toxic level, it's not getting better, my love. It is not. That's like hoping that spoiled milk will be put back in the refrigerator to become fresh again. Not happening. And so many people make the same mistake because they have all of these excuses when you're not realizing the damage that you're causing. Yeah? You really are not. Because over a certain period of time, regardless if you're just entertaining someone, now if you're that in that first group and you're entertaining a certain individual and you don't care what it is you're getting back from them and you're just having fun, it's sex, it's, that's it. Okay, well then have fun with that. But if you're trying to emotionally invest, here's what happens. And here's what also happens when you're in a long-term committed relationship with the wrong person. And you realize they're wrong pretty early on, but you choose to stay in it because you have hope. It's okay. You begin to find yourself feeling less valued and less worthy, and your esteem begins to diminish. As a matter of fact, everything begins to diminish. And that's where that psychological and emotional trauma begins. It's going to devastate you, which is why it is imperative that you get out sooner than later, regardless of how much you think you love someone. Most people think they're in love or they love. And in reality, usually it's not the case. And I get it. You're trying to get back what once was. Yeah, it's kind of like an addict trying to get that same high, that first high back. You know, love is like the ocean. It's serene and tranquil and warm, inviting, and you want to stay in it. And then you become overzealous with this individual, trying to do too much to get them right. And in your efforts, you become cocky, a little stubborn ass, and you venture out trying to do too much. You venture out into the ocean far past the point to where you're supposed to, because you're really trying to get them or keep them or make them give you the same and equal affection and love and attention. And when you find yourself caught up, now you're caught up in that current, that rip current, and you're trying to get out of it, and it's just you. It's only you at this moment, and only you can save yourself. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Yeah, but you get out of it. You come back to the realization that this person is just not going to give you what it is that you need, and you work yourself back down to the water's edge, drenched, drained, depleted, and of course, disappointed. And why is that? Because there's a certain thing that happens with our bodies when we begin to experience, when something's off, or something's wrong. Our body has a way of letting us know. It sends little indicators of, what is it called? When your body's trying to tell you, hey, go back. This doesn't feel good. Something's not right. Instincts. All because you did not follow your instincts. And most people ignore them. That's very bad behavior, because again, this is where the position you lie in when you do ignore what you've been blessed with. Yeah? Hey, no worries. It's okay. Most situations like this can be mended. It's fixable. So here's what has to happen. Is you put yourself on a punishment for a while, for a long while. Yeah, do some reflecting, find out why you did what it is you did. Make sense of it all, try to understand why. Forgive yourself for hurting yourself, for putting yourself through that level of trauma, and promising yourself to never do that again. Yeah, that is what is going to have to happen. And when you allow this to happen, this process, you recharge, you rebuild, and you work yourself back up to have that confidence you once had. And it may take some people longer, depending on how long you were in your situation. But at the same time, you have another opportunity to meet someone new and try it all again with making better decisions. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Okay? So just being optimistic and on a more positive side, you're going to have to do that work afterwards, because you are going to be so damaged. Even the smallest amount, it's just like a car accident. When you're even at 10 miles an hour, you can still have grave impact. Yeah, did I say that? A grave impact. Yeah. Your body can still ensue a great deal of damage, as well as your heart. So you have to mend it. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to be damaged goods, and we don't want that. And see, when we're expecting someone to change, and most people do, you want your person to change, and you're waiting around for this. The reality is that when people try to change, they don't change all that much or for very long. So with change, with significant change, it takes a great deal of self-discipline, dedication, devotion, a strong will to want to make a huge character change. And it could take years. It really can. Trust me, I know. It really can. If you're really trying to completely alter your entire repertoire to become a better individual, to evolve. And if you're seeing this happening, if you're seeing the efforts and the motivation to want to change, and this person is trying to do that for you, so you two can have a better relationship, okay, so then it's worth the wait. If you're not getting that, if you don't see that at all, you're wasting your energy. Yeah? All right. So, all right, my loves, I just wanted to just give you more insight on what it was I was speaking of. And yeah, we're going to leave that right there. That is all for now. Until next time.